Hello guys, welcome back to Stylized Creations. This is the third episode of my tutorial series on how to create a character model using Blender. In the first video, I've created the head and torso, and in the second one, I've created the legs and feet. And in this video, I'm going to finish this model by creating the arms and the hands. And if you missed the first two videos, you can click on the card and the link will be in the descriptions below. Once again, this is a beginner's tutorial and I am not going to use any other resources like background images, no reference images. Hope you enjoy this video and that you'll find it helpful for your character modeling journey. So let's get started. Select these two faces. So to create the arms, let's go back into front to the side of our mesh 1 and let's zoom in a bit like this. Yes, and let's press E to extrude them out all the way about there. Yes, right there is fine, and press S, X and 0 and let's add a loop cut. So Control R to add a loop cut and let's just slide it right about there is fine, and let's press S, X and 0 again just to straighten out those lines or those loop cuts. Let's add a few more loop cuts, so let's press Control R, add a loop cut right about there, and let's add another one right in between those two. So Control R, left click and right click to center it right in between those two, and press Control R again, slide it all the way as close to that one as possible like that, and press Control R once more to add another loop cut. And let's go into face select mode by pressing 3 and select this face and press G, Y to move it backwards on the Y axis like that. And let's come to the bottom of our arm and let's select these two faces and press G and Z to move it upwards like that is fine. And let's go into edge select mode by pressing 2. Let's select these two edges and press G, Z to move it upwards, and select this one as well. Press G and Y to move it backwards on the Y axis like that. It's just basic tweaking guys, just basic tweaking to make it look more like an arm. And we can also do this one as well. So back into face select mode by pressing 3 and left click and shift select this one into front view with numpad 1, G, Z and move it downwards like that. Now it looks a bit like an arm, or what I like to call it, a low poly arm. So yes, let's select these two faces, so left click and shift left click that one and press S to scale it down, and press S and Z this time to scale it down on the Z axis like that. Into front view by pressing numpad 1 and press E to extrude it out right about there is fine. And let's add another loop cut. We're going to add a few more loop cuts, so press Control R, left click and right click to center it in the middle, and let's add 2 more loop cuts. So Control R, left click, slide it all the way close to that one and press Control R again in the middle of those two, left click and right click to center it right in the middle of those two. So yes, back into face select mode with 3, left click and shift left click this one, press S and Y to scale it down on the Y axis like that, and press S and Y this time to scale it on the Y axis. I think I just made a mistake. What I meant to say was S and Z to scale it down on the Z axis. Yes, my mistake. And what we're going to do now is we are going to use the knife tool to cut out each finger. So right now we have 2 faces and we need to make them 4 faces. So let's use the knife tool. So let's press K and let's cut it out. So let's cut out the fingers. So I press K to activate the knife tool and left click and right about there, and then left click and press enter when you're done. And let's repeat that process by pressing K. Right about there seems fine, and there as well. Press enter when you're done. So let's press 3. So if you want yours to be exactly straight, not like mine, So you press S, Y, and 0 to straighten it out, and this one as well, S, Y, and 0, and press enter to straighten it out on the y-axis. So that's not looking too bad. And let's make it look like nice and a bit more. Yeah, I can't, I'm struggling to find the right words right now. So let's just press K again, and let's make a cut from this point to that point there, and press enter, and let's repeat that process, and let's take it to this point and press enter. Left click and press enter when you're done. Actually, let's press numpad 7 to go into top view. It's much more easier that way. So yes, K to activate the knife tool, left click and enter. K again to activate the knife tool, left click and right about there and enter. I'm done. And let's go to the bottom of our arm, or in this case the hand. So control numpad 7 to go to the bottom. Yes. Now we are done. Let's press numpad 3 side view. Let's press 3 to go into face select mode and select these 4 faces like that. And then let's press Alt E, and we want to extrude them, but we don't want to extrude them as one. We want to extrude individual faces. So we're going to select individual faces. Wait, let me just right click and press numpad 1. Numpad 1 to go into front view, and press G, X and move it out, and press S to scale them down. But before I do that, let's just come up here by the pivot point and set it to individual origins and see if it's working right now. And it is working. Let's just scale them down. And as you can see now, it looks like we have fingers that we can work with. So yes, but what I want to do next is I want to scale them on the z-axis so that it's not looking like this. So S and Z, just to scale them up a bit like that. And what I can do now is I can just extrude them out all the way. So into front view with numpad 1 and E to extrude them out like that. Right about there is fine, I think. We don't want too long fingers though. Yeah, it looks a bit long, but it's okay for now. So let's just select these 3 faces and press G, X to move them a bit like that, and let's select the pinky and G, X to move it like that. And if this is bothering you like it's bothering me, just press this face, press Ctrl plus and press G, Y to move it outwards a bit like that. Or you can even select this edge and just G, Y and move it like that. Again, let's repeat that process. G, Y, edge select mode. There you go. That's only if it's bothering you. So the choice is yours. Yes. So yes, let's select these 4 faces again, the tips of the fingers. Into front view with numpad 1, S, Z to scale them down. And there you have it. Now you have fingers. Again, like I like to call them low poly fingers. And it's not looking so bad. So let's just tweak things around a bit by going into edge select mode and alt left click this edge. Oops, it's not working. So let's just go into wireframe mode by pressing Z and selecting wireframe, into vertex select mode with 1 and box select these vertices and press S, Z to scale them down on the Z axis. So yes. And now it looks like we have a hand-shaped hand. Yes. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. I will fix that. So back into solid view with Z and selecting solid, and back into face select mode, and let's just select this face and press E to extrude it out like that, and select this face and press E to extrude it out again, GY to move it, and E to extrude once more. And press Ctrl plus plus, press S and Shift X to scale it down. Something like that. And S and Z to scale it down on the Z axis. Select this part, SZ. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just tweaking it around a bit to look more like a hand. So creating a hand is not really that hard. It's just you have to pay attention to detail. So into top view with numpad 7, and still with that edge selected, just press G to grab it and move it anywhere is fine. So now it looks like we have a low poly hand. So now comes the long part actually, and I think I should forward this part. So into wireframe, vertex select mode with 1, select that, select those vertices, press G, Y, and this is now the part where I'm going to pay attention to detail. So yes, what I'm basically gonna do is I'm gonna add loop cuts. So press Ctrl R and left click and right click to center that one in the middle. Press Ctrl R again, left click, right click, and what we can do is we can go into wireframe mode. So press Z and select wireframe, select this part and press GG to slide it like that. Now our fingers, they are looking a bit short, but we'll fix that in a moment. So let me just do the other fingers, or I can do it now even, so let me just do it now. And there you have it, you have low poly hands. So back into wireframe mode by pressing Z and selecting wireframe, and let's just select those vertices over there and these ones as well, and press SC to scale them down on the Z axis like that. And let's select this ones as well and press S and Z, scale them down on this one as well, SZ0, and again little bit of tweaking. And for the last part, I hope nah, this really is the last part, and then we're just going to do a little bit more tweaking and adding detail. So for the last part, let's add another loop cut. So Control R, and as you can see, it's going right across the chest, into the arm, into the fingers. And let's press left click and right click to center it. And what you can do now is go into edge select mode, and you can decide if you want to make your fingers a bit more rounded, or if you want to leave them just as they are, squarish. Then you can make them more rounded, but what I prefer to do is going to select this edge and control select this one, or maybe this one as well, and press G, Y, and move it outwards like this. And then I'm going to come to the back side as well and select this edge and press Control and select this one, and G, Y to move it backwards on the Y axis like this. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to select this one and press G, Y just to create a sharp point for the elbow. I don't know why I'm doing it, I just love doing it, you know. It's more detail. So yes, now we haven't created his chest yet, so let's press Control R and let's create his chest area. So this is really simple. Let's select this edge. So let's go into edge select mode by pressing 2 and select this edge and press G, Y to move it forward like that. We can actually select this part as well. So let's just select this edge and press G, Y and move it forward on the Y axis like that. The next thing we can do is into edge select mode, select this edge and press G and move it down. We can actually move this entire edge up a bit like that. So yes, and now you have a low poly chest area. So into face select mode, basic again, basic tweaking just to create a nice looking chest. I'm not going for a muscular chest though, but you know, nope, that's wrong. So yes, let's repeat that process right here at the back. So let's select this part, this edge actually, and G, Y and move it backwards on the Y axis. And let's select this edge and press G, slide it down. Oops, too much. Right, like that. Into face select mode, G, select this face, G, Y, like that. And we are almost done. Into edge select mode, select this edge, Control select this one, press G, Z and move it upwards. And we can move this one up as well separately. Into front view, it looks good. We are done. So thank you guys for joining me in this video. I had so much fun and I hope this video was helpful to you. If you want me to add something, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section telling me what you want me to add to future tutorials. Also, give this video a thumbs up and please do hit that subscribe button for the growth of this channel. Stay safe guys, and we'll get started in the next video.